Good day everyone, I'm Steven Lea Flores Curiot.
Good day everyone, my name is Rachel Kenkamima.
Good day everyone, my name is Gina Stanley. Good day everyone, I'm Charmian Bono.
Good day everyone, my name is John Miguel.
We are not the Group 1, nor the Group 2. We are the Group 3.
In this presentation, we will define domain and range of a function, learn the origin of these terms, find the domain and range in some real-life examples, and learn the importance of the domain and range of a function.
Description of the domain and range of a function. The domain and range of a function are important concepts in mathematics. They are characteristics of functions. The domain of a function is the set of all input values that the function is defined upon. It is all of the values that can be plugged in to the function itself such that the function remains defined. The range of a function, on the other hand, is the set of all output values in which the function is defined. Or in other way, it is the set of all values that the function takes. History. Jose Carlos Santos. The origin of the terms domain and range is this. Domain was used in 1886 by Arthur Cayley in On Linear Differential Equation in the Quarterly Journal of Pure and Applied Mathematics. For point x within the domain of the point A, and range was used in 1865. The Differential Calculus by John Spear.
Right now, you are not just watching a video, you are learning too. Domain and range in the real world. Example number 1. Mir Curie, an artist, needs to buy canvas for his painting in the exhibit. If the canvas cost 1,500 pesos and his paintings in his exhibit holds a maximum of 15 paintings, what is its domain and range? So, let X be the maximum number of paintings and Y be the cost of the canvas each. So, our domain for this situation starts with 1 and ends with 15. So, our domain can be written as open bracket 1, 2, 3, and so on. Since the range is represented by the cost of each canvas, our set of range will look like this. Open bracket 1,500, 3,000, 4,500, and so on. We get this because we multiply the cost of each canvas by 1, 2, 3, and so on. Example number 2. Steve and his 3 friends plan to play 1 or 2 games each at the fair. Each game costs 20 pesos. State the domain and range. So keep in mind that there are 4 people and they each plan to go either 1 or 2 games each. Each game costs 20 pesos. So when we talk about domain, we will be talking about the number of games. And when we talk about range, we will be talking about the cost. So let's start with the domain. So number of games, again there are 4 people and they each play either 1 or 2 games. So they all play 1 game, the minimum number of games they can play is 4. And if those people play 2 games, the maximum number of games they can play is 8. The data is not continuous, it is discrete, and we will have to list out the number of games. So they either play 4 games or 5 games and so on. In this problem, range is being represented by the cost. So if they play 4 games and they're paying 20 pesos per game, they are spending 80 pesos. And if they play 8 games, it will be 160. And since you listed out the domain as a set of numbers, your range will also be discrete and a set of numbers. Example number 3. Suppose the gas tank in Ken's car holds 20 gallons of gas and the car gets 32 miles per gallon. State the domain and range. The value of our X in this situation is the number of gallons Ken's car holds, and Y is the number of miles the car can travel per gallon. So our domain can be written as open bracket 1 and 20, which means all the numbers between 1 and 20 are included, including also the number 1 and 20. To find the range, we must multiply the number of miles the car can get per gallon of gas. So 32 times 1 is 32, 32 times 2 is 64, and so on. So the range will be written like this. Open bracket 32 and 640.
The importance of domain and range. Domain and range are important in mathematics because they allow us to identify the set of all possible input values that a function can be taken, as well as the set of all possible output. values that function can produce. These concepts are essential in helping us to understand and work with function, and they can be used to help us solve problems.
Domain and range can help us to solve problems by allowing us to identify the set of all possible input values and output values for our function. By doing so, we can more easily find solutions to problems that may arise. For example, if we know that the domain of a function is all real numbers and the range is all positive real numbers, then we can quickly see that the function will never produce a negative output value.
Domain and range can also help us to graph a function by determining the input and output values for the function. By graphing the function, we can see how the input values relate to the output values, can identify any patterns or trends